Hey there, we're Forever the Browns, a local real estate couple.
And we want to welcome you to the Stadium District, to the west slope of Tacoma, Washington.
To the neighborhood of North End. And today we are in Ruston, to Old Town Tacoma, where every house has a story and history meets charm.
We are Kevin and Amanda Brown, a husband and wife real estate team in Tacoma, Washington, making up Forever the Browns. So we actually met in high school. I was a junior, Amanda was a sophomore, and I think I went to her house for a party or some type of get together. I didn't know who Amanda was at the time.
Yeah.
And
it kind of just went from there. I mean, that was back in 2010, and so we met in high school, and then we experienced a lot of different things together. So Kevin, when he finished school, actually went to the University of Alaska Fairbanks. So we did, after only being together for a year or so, an entire 2 years of long distance. I did visit Alaska, which was very fun to visit, maybe not to live. But that was kind of our first experience that really strengthened us, I think. And
yeah, I think a lot of people thought we were crazy to even explore that or try long distance, with you being in high school, me being in college. Very different stages of life. Luckily, I was able to come back home after 2.5 years because I got hired by the local fire department. You were finishing school, and then that's when we purchased our first house.
So our first home was in Auburn, and we got that in 2016.
For $300,000.
For $300,000. And then our second home was our duplex in North Tacoma, which was an Airbnb. We turned one side into an Airbnb, and that was in 2017.
Yeah, so while
after we got back from our honeymoon.
Yeah, we were still living in Auburn when we purchased that.
Yep.
And that was also $300,000.
That was $300,000. And then we sold the Auburn house in 2019 for $416,000. So we had a really good 3-year gain off of that. For a small period of time, I think it was 6 months, we moved into my parents' house so that we could figure out our plans for how we would live in Tacoma.
Yeah, and it was basically, we took the net proceeds from our first home,
from the Auburn house, to help us buy
a Tacoma house. Which was $630,000.
Yes, and that happened in 2019 also. So we sold our Auburn house, and then at the end of that same year, we purchased our Tacoma house, and that's in North End Tacoma as well. So at this point in 2019, we have our duplex Airbnb in Tacoma, and then we also have our primary residence in Tacoma. And then we created an Airbnb within that $630,000 home.
Which was our primary residence.
And we operated that Airbnb for over a year, and it helped offset our mortgage, if not pay our entire mortgage for that house, which was sweet.
It was really nice. And then we got the exciting news that we were gonna be having a baby.
Hi.
So we quickly realized that we wouldn't be able to operate an Airbnb inside the house. So then we shut that down, but then also made plans to build new construction on that same lot.
Yeah, so in the backyard, Kevin had done the research prior to us buying that house to see that we could, within the zoning rules and stuff of Tacoma, build a separate unit in the backyard. So you started working with a property management construction company to create that, and essentially we shut down the Airbnb in our house, and then the new South Sound Suite Airbnb came to fruition in 2020 or 2021, which is when we had our son. And then in 2023, we purchased our first long-term rental duplex in Puyallup. And so we purchased that, worked with property management for the first time. Interesting experience. And then in that same 2023, we purchased a new primary residence. So we moved out of that home that now has the detached unit in the backyard. We decided to actually continue having that as an Airbnb and then turn the main house into an Airbnb also.
Which has been a different experience because our first Tacoma property was a duplex that was only 1,000 square feet. So each side was 500 square feet, very small.
Yeah.
I mean, different type of people coming and going. So then when we
Well, yeah, so at this point we've done 3 Airbnbs all in North Tacoma, but they've all been 500 square feet, like 1 to 2 person max.
So we weren't sure what is a big house gonna do, but we were like, might as well at least try.
Yeah. So we opened the primary residence as an Airbnb in 2023. At that time, after managing our Airbnbs for 5-6 years on our own, we actually transitioned all 3 of those to property management. So that was another unique experience. And then we purchased the house that we live in now, which is this house, in 2023 as well.
Yeah, and that was for $1.5 million. And it's crazy because the down payment we put on this house, which was $300,000, was the same price
Cost as our first home
house.
and our first investment property, which is pretty.
And that all
crazy.
happened within, I mean, that's a 7-year window.
7-8 year window, all of that happened. So, and it was funny because our initial goal when we first bought our first house was to buy a house every single year. And of course, all of this happened not by chance. It was us taking risks, us making calculated risk budgets, planning, multiple conversations, some wins, some losses. And so, because we've gone through all of this in a short period of time, we are really educated and love talking to clients about where their journey starts. If they want to do anything that's similar to what we've done, how to get there with minimal stress. And
Yeah, and luckily we've experienced and gone through all the growing pains and lessons and learning what questions to ask, what to really see value in, how to budget, how to make a plan.
yeah, so we're happy to be your mentor if any of this is something that you want to explore. So from meeting in high school to getting married, purchasing our first home, and everything in between, we have really experienced personally in our relationship and different transactions in our personal life to real estate transactions, all the emotions and steps and processes that go into what you guys are experiencing.
And I know we know it, but our clients also always tell us that the reason they felt, so good during the transaction and the whole process is because we had the answers for all their questions. And it didn't matter if they were purchasing their first home or an investment property, or they're even just wondering, could they build a detached unit on their primary residence? Or how can we make more income from the house we already have? Or should we sell? Should we keep it?
Yeah, and we're able to really help provide our lens from our experience to all those questions. And I will say that we've had a variety of clients, right? So we've even had those who are looking to downsize and retire who are asking us questions of, how should I go about doing this? Or can I, turn my existing home into a rental property because I want to move to Arizona to warmer weather? And we can help with all of those questions as well.
So we really love working with clients to achieve their goals or even find out what their goals are.
Yeah, and just start the conversation. Because we have personally gone through all of the different real estate transactions, we can definitely sympathize and truly understand the emotion behind each transaction. And then we each bring a unique set of skills and knowledge as your real estate agents, so that we can make sure that you really have the best experience possible.
I would say one of your strengths and also mine is the fact that we're very transparent with our clients. We will let them know, after we sit down with them and have a conversation, learn what their goals are and really let them know if that goal
is realistic. Yeah, is it really achievable and how are we gonna get there?
And that's through what we've learned, yeah, we can make that happen, or no, let's figure out something else.